Start over. No, you good. Just, yeah, that's it right there. It's me, snitches! Black Man Can't Jump podcast. The real is still in effect. I'm your main man, Flat Kid Nick. This is For Reals, and this is the Black Man Can't Jump podcast. We're here to talk music, culture, and a little bit of politics. Might be a lot of bit of politics today.
Oh yeah, this episode is more geared towards that P. You feel me?
Yeah. First and foremost, how you doing today?
I'm all about growth today, man. You know, we're gonna be talking about some real things, so I just want to stay positive. You know, gaining respect, overwhelming the haters. So we just on that type of vibe today, man.
Okay.
For real.
Today we are gonna talk about your USA team. Some of the conditions in the USA, and first and foremost, let's get into it. The Team USA roster was released today, and
so you have Jalen Brunson, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, Austin Reeves, Pablo Banchero, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram, I feel like I'm messing up. Jackson Jr. Jaren Jackson Jr., Cam Johnson, Wes Kelsler, and then Bobby Portis finishes out the
Walker,
USA
Texas Ranger Kessler. Walker Kessler.
In the eyes of a stranger. The Texas Ranger.
You know, they completely unrelated. They started a new Walker, Texas Ranger.
What?
And I haven't had the heart to watch the episode. So
the eyes of a stranger are upon you. Hey, my grandma, man, used to watch that shit too. When you're in Texas, look behind you, cause that's where the Rangers gonna be.
I ain't gonna lie, the 90s was crazy with some of them sitcoms. But Walker, Texas Ranger used to roundhouse kick everybody. I used to be mad that Trebek would take them to the punt. Like, he would take 2 hits before he got active. And it was always this hit. It was always... Anywho.
Hey. I'm not gonna lie to you. We gonna shoot an episode. We gonna take one episode. We gonna remake the whole episode, bro. Remake the whole episode. It's gonna be called Texas Walker, Texas Ranger. All of that, but we're gonna have an all-black cast. That's low-key my secret. I want
like reverse, like Walker's black and then Trebek is white.
Yeah, I want to take all the. I want to take if I could get. Hey, Tyler Perry, hit me out. Now I'm not shaking no tail feather. But I'm just saying I ain't even gonna tell you nothing. 'Cause you're gonna take my ideas. We back to the USA roster. Y'all just heard the talk about the coaches, please, sir.
Oh man, so for the coaching staff, you have Steve Kerr as your head coach with the 5-team Men's World Cup. Tyrone Lue is your assistant coach with also 5 Men's World Cup. Eric Spoelstra is your other assistant coach.
Oh.
And Mark Few, because
Gonzaga needs
no far and few about him.
Gonzaga.
Thank you.
Shout out Strawweather, Julian Strawweather.
So, you know, they're no dream team, but let me tell you some of the. I don't know who's starting yet. I don't know who's on the bench.
I know who's starting.
But I would start Tyrese.
Okay.
Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
Brandon Ingram.
Yep. Continue.
Jaren Jackson Jr. and Bobby Portis.
You not starting
Pablo Banchero over Jaren Jackson. The only reason why I'm starting Jaren Jackson Jr. is the defense.
Yeah. Between Jaren and Bobby ain't going down in the paint. Yeah, ain't going down in the paint, bro.
Well, the only centers you have are Walker and Portis.
Well,
But I'm
even
sure
still with, you know what I'm
they're
saying?
gonna they're gonna make Jaren or Paulo run the 5 at some point. Team USA now compared to Team USA then is a lot different. Like there was a time when Team USA was mopping shit. Like we came come the Olympics, we came through. They knew the vibe. We came to whoop ass, kick ass, take names, Walker, Texas Ranger, everybody.
Who's taking the silver medal, basically?
Yeah, but now
It's
Team
up in the
USA, like just because in the eyes of the NBA, the rest of the world, like basketball is getting popular, and a lot of these you got to think like your current NBA champion is like.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Giannis is from Greece. Like Luka is Slovenian. Like
the game is global now.
It's different now. Like I wish I could be confident in this Team USA and be like, yo, gold out the gate. It's a good team,
you don't
but
have visions of them getting gold, bro.
I don't know.
No.
That all depends on who announces that they're also playing for their country. So, like Larry Markkinen,
Finland.
Yeah, Larry Markkinen showed out in when he played last season. And then he came back to the league and you know, like he was a whole different Larry Markkinen, you know what I mean? So like he was averaging 37 over there. You know what I mean?
He's a 7-footer that's mobile, that's agile, can shoot, and will put you on a poster.
It's insane.
They don't have it too often.
Like Joel Embiid is from like Africa,
Cameroon.
Yeah, so like if he announces that he's playing for them, Joker is from Serbia, and last year when all this was going down, Joker was torching Giannis.
I mean, he's supposed to. He's way bigger than Giannis, bro.
No, when I say torching, I mean like that's a hard thing to do. Like he was using hooks and just killing Giannis. But my point is that like just how do you feel about this Team USA? I'm just saying like it's a cool team of some of who do you think is the best player on this team?
It's a toss up between. Let's see. It's 4 players really. I put it in this category. I'm gonna put Jalen Brunson, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, and Brandon Ingram. I put them in the top 4.
You think those are the top scorers on our team?
Those are the top 4 players. Like Edwards, he gonna compete. You know what I'm saying? Tyrese, he gonna compete. I think Tyrese has a better skill set than Edwards to a degree, but Edwards is more of a dog. You know what I'm saying? He got the frame, and he gonna play both sides.
Yeah.
Brunson, left-handed. He gonna be your crafty guard. I mean, like I said, it all depends on what other nations bring to the table for competition. But I think with those 4. I mean, we already know what's up with Brandon Ingram. I don't even got to say too much. You just put the ball in his hand, clear out the side, or give him the pick and roll and let him go to work.
You know what's crazy about Brandon Ingram is that this season they had him bringing the ball up a lot aside from CJ.
I mean, only because of the roster, how it was. Because think about it.
But he was doing good. He was averaging about 5-6 assists off bringing the ball up. Not too many turnovers.
But think about it, bro. When Zion was there, they had Zion bringing the ball to the court. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's before they even got CJ like that. So you had Zion bringing the ball to the court, doing dribble, DHOs and pick and rolls with Brandon Ingram. You still got the little Puerto Rican cat that's coming getting all them little steals. He ain't doing nothing crazy, but it gave them a whole different dynamic when you got Zion bringing the ball. I ain't saying nothing wrong with B.I. bringing it. That's scary too, because they still got Valanciunas.
Yeah.
So you have Valanciunas, you got Herb Jones sitting in the corner, and then you still got CJ. So they did what they could do. I just think it's.
So these are the teams that
scary, bro.
Yeah. So these are the teams that qualified for the World Cup this season. So Japan, the Philippines, Angola, Australia, Brazil, Cape Verde, which I'm gonna be honest, I don't know where that's at. Canada, People's Republic of China, you know where's that?
South Africa.
Oh, thank you. Do you know where Cote d'Ivoire is? Okay. I appreciate you for knowing the first one. Dominican Republic, Egypt, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Georgia, Islamic Republic of Iran. I'm actually surprised, with all due respect, that they're actually still participating in this, considering everything that's going on over there. Italy, Jordan, Latvia. That's where Dr. Doom from. Completely joking. Lebanon, Lithuania, Mexico, Montenegro, New Zealand, Puerto Rico, Slovenia, South Sudan, Spain, USA, Venezuela, and Serbia. So Serbia lets you know, depending on if Joker decides to play or not, that could be some of our competition. New Zealand, I want to say, isn't Aquaman from New Zealand?
New Zealand.
Steven Adams?
Nothing comes to mind.
No?
So Serbia, Nikola, Boban, Bogdan.
So you got to specify which one. So Bogdan Bogdanovic is the Atlanta one.
Oh, my bad.
And the other one plays for Detroit.
The one that got his skull crushed by John Wick in John Wick 2 with the book.
Yeah.
That cat.
No, I meant this Bogdan.
Oh, that's right.
There's two of them. So there's Bogdan, and then the other one plays for Detroit. The one that's better is the one that plays for Detroit.
Oh. Okay.
He used to play for the Jazz.
What other country you got? That might be a contender. What was that one that...
Greece wasn't bad last season.
No, go back to the top. Yeah, that. No, to the top. What was that? It's the quote.
Oh, this one? Yeah, that shit nuts. I don't know where that's at. Most of the time, it's the same teams that are threats, though.
Ivory Coast?
Maybe. So the Philippines, I know Jordan Clarkson actually played for them last time, but they didn't have nobody. It was just Jordan Clarkson. Australia be having a squad every year. Australia. Okay, that's good to know. Australia got a squad every year. Brazil be having a decent team. Canada's always trash. Dominican.
How is Canada? It be bugging me how Canada be
and
trash,
how close
but
they are
got,
to us.
No, yeah, but they got players, bro.
Oh,
They
know what?
They got pieces.
You know now they do. They have.
They have pieces. I mean, it's just now starting to come. You got Jamal Murray, Kelly Olynyk, Andrew Wiggins, Dylan Brooks, bro, and they
Dylan
got.
Brooks is Canadian.
He's Canadian, bro.
Oh shit.
They got pieces.
Shy is Canadian.
That's what I'm saying.
Shy
they got
Gilgeous.
pieces, bro.
But you know what? Some of them. You know why I think they team suck?
RJ Barrett.
Don't get me started on RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett should be way. On a
to
side note, he should be way better. His godfather is Steve Nash. On a side
What
note,
is that? What they got to do with anything?
he grew up knowing Steve Nash.
Steve Nash got 2 MVPs. That
I'm
was giving him.
saying for his game, like he should have had a way better 3-point shot.
He's a lefty. The only lefty I seen
So
that
you
blaze
telling
like
me?
that.
Hold on.
The only lefty I seen blaze like that is Michael Ray.
Okay, I'm not.
At that garbage.
I'm not saying that
Trey
him
Lyles?
not being.
Trey Lyles?
Yeah, I'm not saying that him being a lefty isn't a severe.
It's his cousin, nigga. God damn, AB.
Advantage. What I'm saying is, if you had an NBA player that was your godfather as a reference point,
Oh, that's why.
you wouldn't be a.
That's why they ain't making it.
Who's
Coaching
on,
staff.
who's on the Canadian team?
Andrew Wiggins, Dwight Powell, Trey Lyles, Corey Joseph.
Name the good people.
Ludorts,
Anthony Bennett.
AB.
Is that our Anthony Bennett?
Yeah, AB, man. 6'8". Out of UNLV.
Dang, that's why they gonna lose. Anyway,
Hey, man.
Finland, France be having a decent team. Well, actually, I don't know about France lately because when they had Tony Parker in them, they was jumping. But
I mean, he been hooping. I think. You know what I'm
has he? Spain used to be jumping when they had Jermans, Marc Gasol and Powell. Spain used to have a team. They had Rudy Fernandez, some more people.
Spain gonna fall. Spain probably fell over.
Yeah.
Rudy Fernandez. Just leave it at that.
But they used to be a little threat. But yeah.
FIBA will be interesting. When is matter of fact, when is the World Cup? When is the World Cup? World Cup.
FIBA World Cup is.
Hey, FIBA. You know, oh, there we go. Friday, August 25th through September 10th. Hey, FIBA. Or any
Germany.
Any of you countries that, you know, hey, we would definitely be interested in coming out there and doing a broadcast. You know.
Facts. Big facts.
So if you need some individuals, you know, you see the business emails, holler at us. We'll figure something out. Yeah. But it gotta be paid for. If it's not paid for, you know, we B.O.B. right now. We balling on a budget, so, you know, just work with us, FIBA.
But moving forward,
talk to me, man.
We will keep you guys posted with the more players that actually commit to playing to their countries.
I'm playing in Afghanistan, you feel me?
I'm weak. Bringing it back to the U.S., multiple deputies were fired after 2 black men filed a lawsuit alleging that they were tortured and attempted sexual assault. So these policemen not only came in the wrong house with a warrant that they did not have, but they tortured these black people. Now, what they say by tortures, I'm assuming that they assaulted them with police batons, mace, depending on what state you're in,
right.
Mace or pepper spray, gun butting, and who's to say that these policemen, because it says sexually assaulted, they said that they were sexually assaulted with dildos. I don't know where the dildos came from.
What state was this in?
Mississippi. So, you know, in Mississippi, they still have a lot of these Jim Crow laws. So, like,
state, huh?
Yeah.
Quick
In the grimy South, a lot of this is still going on. And,
bruh, I mean, this is why I believe you should have all kind of locks and stuff on your door. You should be able to have something to protect yourself, because that's insane, bro. That's crazy, bro. Somebody coming to the crib, you minding your business, ain't committed a crime, ain't did nothing wrong, but you attacking people as if. Yeah, bro. Hey, where's Batman when you need him, bro? I need Batman. I need a real type Batman to come around and handle some of these cats, cause that's not, bro. I can't go out like that.
What's crazy to me is that, like, when it happened in Texas with the guy eating the ice cream, when it happened
Bolton John, or whatever his name is,
when it happened with the young man that was asleep on his couch and they were in the wrong house, like, This stuff's insane. They said that these men were sexually violated, that one of the officers put a gun in his mouth, and I'm assuming pulled the trigger with the safety on. Like, mentally, the mental trauma from that situation is insane. What do you think needs to change? What do you think the backlash from that is? And
I feel like if it takes you longer to become a firefighter, if it takes you longer to become a licensed hair specialist,
esthetician.
If it takes, you know what I'm saying, if it takes you longer for all of that than it does to become a police officer, someone who's supposed to follow, acknowledge, and uphold the law, not only amongst themselves but amongst their peers. At this point, there's no such thing. I mean, reform sounds good, but we're too deep in the game. There needs to be a systematic change, bro, because that's insane. Like, because I'm pretty sure if the roles were reversed, or if you just chose to omit race, you know, like, change it. That's just insane, bro.
I think a lot of this happens specifically in places on the map where there's not a lot of diversity.
Facts.
And I think a lot of these people have generational racism that where they haven't had any conflicting views or seen anything different. So they keep up the same trends. Like my dad hated black people, so I hate black people. My granddaddy hated black people, so I hate black people, and so on and so forth. So like a lot of those racist people grew up not knowing anything different. So then they go into these jobs with those views, as opposed to, you know, some of the states where, and I'm not going to say red states or blue states, but most of the places where these things happen are in red states. But the blue states have a lot of diversities. Your Californias, your Portlands, your Nevadas, your New Yorks, your Miamis. Those places have a lot of diversity, so we don't hear a lot of stories. Not to say that police brutality is any different, but it's not to this extent to where you're, who knows, sodomizing black people, playing these sick games where you're putting guns in their mouths and beating them viciously. And then people wonder why, like, people don't trust law enforcement. Like, to your point about locking doors and stuff, I'm sure they didn't just kick the door down with their feet, because you would hear that. I'm sure they used the
battering ram.
Yeah. And, you know, when that happens, I'm sure it happened so fast that they didn't even know what was going on. But
bringing that up, I wondered, not that it makes a difference, but did they announce themselves? Because, you know, you have a lot of these cases where officers are pulling up and they're not announcing themselves, and they're just kicking doors in.
Yeah.
And we don't want the criminal to. Well, first of all, you kicked in the wrong house.
Yeah.
Wrong door. And what bothers me is, we live in this day and age of information and technology, and I understand people do make mistakes, but y'all dealing with people's lives. Y'all not fixing people's property when you come in there and damage it.
Yeah.
So imagine somebody kick the door down. We got the wrong house, and then you have to deal with that on top of, let's see, mortgage or rent, car note, insurance, food, trying to keep a roof over your head. Now you got to deal with an incident that had nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
On top of the mental trauma of anytime you hear something bang or boom, you think it's somebody kicking. But that's not a way to live, bro.
Yeah. I hate to hear stories like this, because, like, it's such a thin line. Like, growing up, in a place with a diversity like Las Vegas, like, thank God I didn't have to deal with nothing like that. But it's insane that, like, I can only imagine what they do afterwards. Do you stay in Mississippi if something like that happened, or
that's
do
the
you
grimy
move?
part. Can you move? But we living in a time
After
where,
I sued the city, absolutely.
yeah, well, you gotta have a lawyer that's gonna pick up the case, and one that's not on some jankies that's gonna try to sabotage what you got going on. Not only that, but not only, even if you win, if you get the chance to win, not to take all your earnings.
Well,
And then, like I said,
most
do you
lawyers
stay?
do most lawyers do 35-65.
Oh, I can get an 80-20, man. I'm putting you on the map. This is a serious case.
But there's a lot of lawyers that would take a case like that on pro bono. But yeah, I can only imagine. Like, the thing that's always funny to me is that when, and I'm not saying all white people are like this, but the thing that always irritates me with white people when we tell them these stories or when they hear about it is they say, well, we're black people cooperating. And
I got some cooperation for you.
the thing that's crazy to me is, like, how do you cooperate in a situation where the police are wrong?
Message.
And then when we protest or do what we need to do because we're not being heard, then, you know.
Well, why are you guys going out in the street? In my Hank Hill, why are you guys going out in the street and doing what you do? You need to just comply and listen to what they tell you to do. If you hadn't moved in an erratic behavior, if you want to keep it a buck, go and read some of these laws and look at the wording. Even the wording, hey.
What's crazy is that, like, in a perfect world, I would bring in cops from different counties.
They already do that.
Not the same state.
They already do that. Them folks in Cali. Well, okay. I let me say this. I can't speak on current state of affairs when it comes to hiring, but they used to. I guess when California, more specifically LA, was on the uprise, they would go into the South and recruit. So you have recruitment for the LAPD.
The South of California or
No.
the South of the country?
You'd have recruitment for the Los Angeles Police Department in states of Texas, Louisiana, Alabama,
Okay.
Georgia.
So
etc.
when they have these incidents where almost an entire precinct, like Minnesota, I will never go to Minnesota because,
Dirty!
like, after the Freddie Gray shit, y'all ended up doing some more of the same shit.
Dirty!
I would bring in policemen from counties that aren't having these problems.
Have problems.
Yeah.
And
Not just because that's what it sounds like. Like you're like, oh, just bring in another.
Right.
No. I mean, like, bring in police officers or a sergeant or a captain from a clean. Right, as clean as it's gonna get. There's no clean, but as clean as it's gonna get.
Are we using a blue? Is it the ultraviolet light? Are we using that?
Right.
Yes or no?
Probably not.
Okay, I'm listening. Please
The
continue.
the cops that are doing the blue collar crimes, like just pinching off drugs that they steal and stuff.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie, them the ones, they do a service to the community. But anyhow,
I'd rather deal with those cops than deal with cops.
as long as you ain't like them cops that was on Superfly, like you ain't that type of cop, like dude over here getting domed up by his girl and the cop pull him over and then the cop act like he cool, then he let them go for like 2 more yards and then he hit the siren again, and then he come out, and then he pop him. I'm like, damn, bro, you could have did that on the first go around.
Yeah.
You wasted your time. But he probably had his little body cam on, but it's just too much stuff going on, bro.
That's another thing. That's another thing is that the body cams, like, that needs to be a thing in every precinct at this point. Because there's so many precincts that don't have it.
Mm-hmm. Still?
Yeah.
And we live in a country where we have a president and a vice president that are supposed to be, you know, talking about back to badge.
Yeah. It's nice.
How you going back to badge when you're not giving them the proper utensils? And I ain't talking about firearms and ammunition and body armor and drones and helicopters with thermal vision.
I want them to take lie detector tests. That's what I really want. I want them to take a 6-month lie detector test.
Well,
And
who's administering the test? I ain't worried about the person taking it. I'm talking about who's giving
third
the
party.
test.
Third party. It can't be.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, he was perfect.
No. Like, I want every 6 months, along with a psych evaluation, that they do a lie detector test. Like, how do you feel about black people? Do you like black people? And then, like, straight up. And you don't got to get fired because, realistically speaking, the policemen that are actually doing their job and doing it to the best of their abilities, and that are actually trying to do good, it's a hard job. You guys see a lot of murder, you see a lot of drugs, you see a lot of rape. I can understand how it could mentally affect the ones that are actually trying to really do their jobs.
Right.
And I could see, like, how it could change the way they feel towards certain demographics over time. And that would be why that they should do a lie detector test. Because then if you have a bias and you work in a predominantly Latin American community or predominantly African American community, you already going into that situation mentally ready to fuck shit up. So I would prefer if every 6 months that they give them a lie detector test, and then if they fail that, then they need to take a leave of absence.
So then you have a leave of absence. This person's on paid administrative leave. You know what I'm saying?
Or you maybe you shift them to paperwork, or they're doing something
keep a
not
rotation.
on
I get you.
until they get their mind right. Because
funny story I had. There's somebody that I used to know in my family that was interested in that field.
yeah.
I think Buddy wanted to get into the coroner side of it.
Okay.
Basically was hit with information like, yeah, if you want to come in, you gotta do like 18 months or like 24 months on the street.
Yeah. How'd that work out for him?
I feel comfortable to say that he didn't take the offer.
Like, you're talking about he was doing like autopsy work and stuff, or?
Yeah, like he really behind the scenes, like
Okay.
with all due respect, I understand like that's his vibe. Like he kind of moves like that, but to see him in with a badge and an officer, bro, it'd be like training day, bro. I feel like it'd be like training day to the point where when the essays took old Buddy and put him in the shower type situation, but it ain't gonna end that. It ain't gonna end the way it did in the movie type.
Bro,
you know what I mean? So, but I'm like, that's crazy, bro. Like, if you're qualified to do certain things, put those people in those fields. I don't feel like what does you want to be a coroner? What type of what experience are you gathering by being on the beat? You know what I mean? Like, you're used to dealing with blood splatters and bullet fragmentation and, you know, chemicals and body parts and, you know, that type of stuff. You not out here dealing with crooks and criminals and thieves and all that type of stuff. You gonna get got. You gonna look like, you know what I mean? Remember when even on training day, my man Snoop Dogg was in the wheelchair. He's like, you a rookie. Spotted him like I was right. How you get punked by them up in a wheelchair, bro?
Yeah.
Ain't no I got homies in wheelchairs, you feel me? And they cool as hell, and they'll disrespect you if you disrespect them. But I'm just saying, how would it feel to be a rookie cop and you getting punked by him up in a wheelchair, bro? And he really bad, like he'll beat you up type shit. Like he like, come over here, I'll beat you up. And the nigga really hit you in your shit. You like, god damn, like, bro, that should be crazy. I don't know, bro. The world crazy, man. Yeah. But if you want to be a police officer, more power to you. Shout out Joe Lombardo. Look at my face when I say that. Good job passing.
Move it. No, you good.
Moving forward.
In Chicago, there was a situation with a mother and a son.
Oh.
Where in West Pullman, there was a shooting where the assailant, a grown African-American male,
go ahead, put my hood on.
threatened an African-American woman, and the woman texted her 14-year-old son that this situation was getting unsavory and that she needed his assistance. So basically, a grown man threatened this lady. He socked her in the face. The lady texted her son. The 14-year-old son shot and killed the man that punched his mother. Now, as a black man on a black man podcast, I hate to see black violence because that's what they want from us. That's what they expect from us. They expect us to kill each other. But on the flip side of that, if you touch my mother, you gotta go. And I would have emptied the clip 100%.
I could tell how Buddy had his fist clenched. I'm like, oh, he ain't all there, bro. He's not all there. He's not all there. He's not all there. And you know what? Shorty with the stick too. With the Juneteenth flag on the car too. Lord have mercy. So we'll just say this.
No, how do you feel about it,
bro? First of all, bro,
I'm really impressed by the valor of her son because
his aim.
At 14, I'm weak. A 14-year-old kid is being called in to protect his mother from, I don't know how old this man is. This man looked like he's in his late 20s. He looked like he looked like he bout that life to be punching random people's mothers. But
okay, I'm confused. I'm saying, what else give me? What was Buddy told? Because that don't look like no hand. It looked like he reached down for something.
So the gun actually belonged to the mother.
Yeah, but my question is, what type of weapon was it? Was it a handgun?
Yeah.
Or was it a? Cause you see like my man kind of. Okay, yeah, you know what, you're right.
Yeah.
Hey, you let him have it. Hey man, somebody disrespect your mama. I'm not telling you what to do. We're not telling you what to do on this show. All we saying is,
if you would have hit my mother,
yeah,
and there was a gun available to me,
that fist right there, bro. That's what I'm like.
She ate those punches. I'm gonna be honest.
What he did is on my mama. I'm sorry, bro. It's just like we've been around people like we know, like bro, like we know
he don't hit hard enough.
That he dead, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's deleted. You know, we can't say certain words on YouTube. My bad.
He said deleted. I ain't gonna lie, the internet is so vicious because they already came out with jokes for this. They said that he went into the restaurant for a hamburger and he left with wings. That's nuts, huh?
Lemon pepper. He got Tito.
That's nuts.
Oh, yeah. Hey, be careful what you go in there for. Hey, that's why I Uber Eat. You feel me? I don't want mama food come to me. Okay. I don't want to bump into nobody in no line. I don't want to have no nigga moment when I'm trying to get my food. I don't have to worry about that. All I got to do is make sure when I open up the door, when I see Uber Eats, it look like the food that I ordered. And there's nobody behind them. I ain't got to worry about that. You are weak, bro. I done watched it like 20 times because like I said, when you see somebody do this, and nigga flinch, bro, you're not, bro. You're not there, bro. Cause first of all, I wouldn't even tee off on my auntie, on one of my aunties that I don't like. I wouldn't even do that to her, bro. Like, I'll take her car. I'm not saying I'll steal, you know what I'm saying? But I'll take her car. I wouldn't. He teed off on this lady, bro.
He didn't knock her out.
I mean, he didn't knock her out. I mean, hey, but she looked sturdy though. I mean, look at his frame. He wearing skinny jeans and Air Force Ones.
She looked kind of thick. She looked sturdy.
She's sturdy. Hey, first of all, the way he cocked back with that first one, you was like, oh. And when he came for the second one, you like, oh, she a cold piece because she didn't jump, she didn't falter, she just.
Being from Chicago, she's experienced. This isn't her first get down with the get down. This isn't her first rodeo.
I'm sorry, my grandmama say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. And when you hear hey, first of all, if somebody say on my mama, okay, you know it's something. When somebody say on my grandmama, bro, you just let it. But hey, you know what? She wasn't letting it slide. That's why she called, hey, Sonny boy, flame this nigga.
Yeah, he Kendrick Lamar'd him for sure.
Bro, you're not right. First, you arguing with a woman in the front of a chicken line. What is wrong, bro? Get your food and get out.
Bro.
What is wrong?
Moving forward.
I'm sorry.
That brings us into what we want to talk about next with Street Fighter 6.
And Mortal Kombat 1. Get your sticks right.
There was some Mortal Kombat in Chicago where one man did not make it. Street Fighter 6, to those that have played,
what else?
It's a classic.
Oh, you talking about Street Fighter 6?
Yeah.
What system you playing?
The superior. PlayStation 5. I don't want to hear from Xbox people that Xbox is superior.
Ooh.
The graphic, I don't care about the graphics card. If I cared about the graphics card, I'd play on PC.
How about this?
PS5 Sony got you beat. PC got you beat off titles alone. Nobody wants to play Xbox. The last Xbox I played was the 360.
360.
Nobody cares. Nobody wants that mini refrigerator.
Thank you.
I'd soon play this on the Switch than I would.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. Hey,
Switch or I got a Switch.
Hey, Nintendo, shoot us that discount code. I'm trying to get a Switch. I want to play the newest Pokemon game. I'll get a review.
You know what's funny? COVID was a terrible time for everybody.
Man.
And then Sony was like...
Ghosts?
Sony was like... Ghost of Tsushima and the PlayStation 5. I couldn't get a PlayStation 5...
To save my life.
For a year.
No big deal.
And I had a friend named Daniel who almost copped out and got an Xbox because they were available everywhere.
He held out?
Thank God.
Thank
Jesus. Nobody plays Xbox.
Thank Jesus.
Nobody. And then they talk about the cross compatibility. I don't want to play with you.
That's only because y'all have nobody else to play with.
Facts. I don't want to play with you. You can keep that over there.
I prefer to play with PC and Nintendo people, but hey, to each his own.
To
each his own.
But the new Mortal Kombat looks fire.
Why are they resetting it, bro?
It's a continuation.
But
it's like
so now it's a slight reboot.
Yeah, but it's a continuation now. So you know at the end of Mortal Kombat 11,
Liu Kang becomes
the
fire electric guy.
Yeah.
So now we combine it now.
So no. So you know the time chick.
Right.
So like the timeline got messed up.
Right.
Chronica. Yeah. So Chronica. So when the timeline got messed up, then they're introducing new characters. Liu Kang is now
the Elder God.
Elder God of.
So Raiden's normal.
Raiden's in the game, so like I don't. Well, we shall see.
Hey, send us an early
I
copy
just
so we
wanna-
can review it.
Facts.
And boom.
Nether Realm.
Yeah.
Black
Yeah.
Man Can't Jump podcast.
You know what it is. It get better with time too.
All right. Last thing before we go, Ice Cube says that the gatekeepers are stopping the success of the Big Three. What do you have to say about that?
All I know is bruh man said he's gonna be going on a podcast campaign talking about these gatekeepers. I just want to open up our platform for Ice Cube. I know, David, Goliath, but hey, we open. Definitely want. I'm interested in hearing the details because I already have some ideas of what's going on.
It's basically the NBA is like, hey, if we can't control the majority stake of it's not going to be that. But what the NBA needs to see that instead of being a bully as an opportunity. So instead of everybody going to the G League, you have an opportunity to gain another profit platform
with the Big Three.
Through the Big Three, because the Big Three made it available because you guys have older players that we still wanted to see, like Carmelo Anthony could play in the Big Three. Dwight Howard could play in the Big Three. Like, these are blockbuster names that we would love to see still play, and you could put them in the Big Three and still make a profit off of it. Still, the profit margins would be high because it would be run through the NBA, and you could kick off Ice Cube. You could break him off a piece. You could Dana White him, basically, where Dana White is the face of the UFC, but he doesn't run it. Y'all do. Come on now.
But if you want any more business deals, any business consulting ideas, please drop an email, comment, like, subscribe.
Fly Kid Nick, 4 Reels, Black Man Can't Jump
podcast, you feel me?
And we're out.
Oh, you can